Happy fall, everyone! I am so excited that it's finally fall, although it still feels like it's summer here in LA. As you can tell from the title, I came up with this smoky cranberry sunset-inspired eye look with a very vampy lip. I don't normally go for these kind of colors, but as I was coming up with the look, I realized that it really brought the hazel out in my eyes, so I'm a little obsessed. Of course, if this lip is too bold and vampy, you can switch it out for a mauve or nude lip. Of course, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell down below, and if you want to see how to recreate this look, please keep watching. With the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, I'm first taking the shade MFEO right on the crease. Just back and forth windshield wiper motions. This is honestly one of my favorite transition shades. And with that same crease brush, I'm taking Creamsicle slightly above MFEO. This was actually the first time using this shade, and I love the effect it gave the transition area. Then with Roxanne, I'm taking the shade below the crease a tad bit just to warm up the look. With the shade Jax, I'm adding this on the inner and outer part of my eyelid for that halo effect. Honestly, this is a shade I would never think of using for a halo eye because of the red undertone, but I'm so glad I did. It's such a smooth, buttery, matte shade that has no fallout. It blends like a dream, as you can see. But of course, when working with any kind of matte shadows, you want to make sure everything is seamless, so I just took a clean blending brush and went around the edges of Jax. To deepen the look a little bit, I added the shade Central Park on the outer V with a small detail brush. What I like most about this shade is that it is a buildable color, which is what I typically like in darker shades because it honestly just makes things easier to blend. Because the palette doesn't have a matte cream shade, I like to go around the edges with MAC's Wedge shadow. Highlighting the brow bone with Beam. Look at how pigmented that shadow is. I love a bright brow bone highlight, so this has been my go-to lately. And so it's not too harsh, blending right below it with the MAC shadow. For the pop of shimmer, I decided to try the Desi x Katy Dose of Colors palette, more specifically the shade Suze. I wet my pinky finger a bit, then applied Suze right on the center. I don't know if I'm applying it correctly because I still got a lot of fallout, but it is still a pretty color. Then just adding mascara to my top lashes. I'm using one of my favorites that I got in Hong Kong. It has a comb wand and it really separates and lengthens my lashes. I already primed my face off camera, and for foundation I'm using Fenty Beauty's foundation in the shade 170. There was so much hype about this foundation that I initially thought it wasn't going to be that good at first, but I realized fairly quickly that it is an amazing foundation. It kept me matte all day. It literally made me look like a porcelain doll. So it's safe to say it's a beautiful foundation. Great job to Rihanna and Fenty Beauty. And for concealer, I like to use the Maybelline Better Skin for my under eyes and the Age Rewind down the center of my nose. I know I'm a little extra about my nose highlight, and blend it all the way with a beauty blender. I also like to blend around the cheek area with my foundation brush so it doesn't look too harsh under my eyes. To set my T-zone, I use the translucent powder from Fenty Beauty, and this is probably one of the best pressed translucent powders I've ever used. You don't get flashback, and it doesn't make you look cakey when using it to touch up. It's amazing. And setting the rest of my face with MAC's Mineralize Skin Finish in Medium Plus. The usual, the holy grail, what's new? Time to finish up the rest of the eye look. Starting with Roxanne. If you really want this to look blown out, you can take the shade lower on the lash line. Central Park on the outer part, connecting that brown to the outer V. Still using that same detail brush, you really don't need to switch brushes when doing this. And then Suze on the inner part for that pop of gold. Am I the only one who thought the Desi x Katy palette was just okay? Or maybe I got a faulty one. I'll try to work with it more, but it was so lackluster for me. I don't know. Highlighting the inner corners with Enlight. adding an inner corner highlight is probably one of my favorite things to do with my eye looks. Is that just me? And haven't done this in a while, but I'm lining my waterline with a brown gel pencil from Maybelline. And this is what really made the look extra smoky and sultry. Then you just want to add tons of mascara to your lower lashes. I'm using my favorite L'Oreal Lash Paradise Mascara. For bronzer, I went drugstore. I'm using the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula, which smells like coconut and brings me back to being in Maui. And then highlighting with Fenty Beauty's Killawatt highlighter in Hustla Baby. Is it bad that this highlight replaced my Kylie Cosmetics one? It's just so pretty. I'm obsessed. Adding Dandelion blush from Benefit Cosmetics on the apples of my cheeks. I decided last minute that I wanted a shadow wing, so with any flat edge or card, I'm using my Sephora VIB Rouge card. I'm adding a wing with the shadow Soda Pop, using a small dance detail brush, and boom, cute little shadow wing. Adding my favorite pair of mink lashes from Coco Mink Lashes in the style Brie. And those are the finished eyes. For lips, I'm first lining them with NYX Lip Pencil in Natural. And for the Vampy lip, I'm using Mellow Cosmetics liquid lipstick in the shade New York. I noticed that each time I layered this shade, it got darker and darker, so I did 3 layers to get this deep of a lip color. And does this not scream fall and Halloween and pumpkin spice lattes? Of course, like I said earlier, if it's too bold for you, switch it out with a mauve or nude lip, and it easily turns into a softer, more wearable look. I hope you like this tutorial. I will probably do another talk through tutorial soon. It's just they've been building 3 houses next door, so it's been really noisy, and I feel like they've been taking forever. But anyway, please like, thumbs up this video. I love hearing your thoughts, so leave them in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.